Hello, Lady Keziah here, bringing to you the power of being a disruption to generational pain. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in life, not loud, not dramatic, but deeply sacred, when you realize that the pain you inherited does not have to be the pain you pass on. We live in families, in cultures, in lineages where love has been misunderstood, misused, or misrepresented, where silence replaced communication, criticism replaced encouragement, and survival took the place of joy. While those before us did the best they could with what they knew and had, the truth still remains. You and I are allowed to want better. You, yes, you. You can be the disruption to generational pain. You can be the one who chooses healing over hurting. You can be the one who apologizes first, even when it is hard. You can be the one who says, "This ends with me." And understand this, being a disruption doesn't mean dishonoring your family. It means honoring them enough to not let the same wounds continue. It means looking pain in the face and saying, "You go no further." Because love, true love, is not just a feeling, it is a standard. It is a way of being, a way of choosing, a way of rising. And setting the standard for love means we stop normalizing dysfunction. We stop praising endurance in pain and start celebrating emotional health. We teach our children that tenderness is strength, that communication is courage, and that unity is not perfection, but conscious connection. So reign in your family doesn't mean control. It means leadership. It means showing up to your healed self, even when others are still hurting. It means being the model of the love you never received and giving what you never got. So today, I challenge you. Speak when silence has ruled. Forgive when bitterness is tradition. Hug when distance is normal. Break when pretending is expected. Build something better, even if it starts with shaky hands and a tired heart. Because your legacy starts now. Not with what you've been given, but with what you choose to give. Be the disruption. Be the new standard. Be the beginning of a love story. A love story your family has never known, but one your children will never forget. When I was growing up, I witnessed something. Now I'm putting one to one together and I'm understanding callings and why people choose certain careers in life. I went to a funeral and amazingly, 4 daughters from one woman. All these 4 daughters and their family, meaning their spouses and children, wear different clothes to the funeral. You don't get it if you're not an African. Back then, choosing a particular dress code for funeral wasn't common. It was for the elite. What that means is at any funeral, the family could have series of meetings and decide on what kind of funeral they would want to have and what kind of attire they would use. Even the cloth, they prefer certain cloths that comes with certain names. And 4 daughters all had 4 different cloths. What really caught my attention, that a lot of people thought was fun, what broke me was the fact that these 4 daughters were able to convince their husbands to join in this war. Yeah. Not like their old clothes, where you could say because they didn't want to waste money, at least wear whatever you have and let's do a distance burial. No. New cloth that both family, all these four families had different attire for just one funeral. What did they individually tell their husbands for them to support each of them without the aid of even one husband to say, there should be a better way. Let's find out why. How would their children see such a lineage? And now that their mother was gone, what would bind them together? These were the questions as a young girl at that funeral. These were the questions running through my mind. You might say to somebody a story. I know of a family, first-hand information, that a mother could confidently sell some of her children. That as for you, I just had you. These are the children I really got married and have them. They are my pride. And lo and behold, those that were her special children all died. She buried them while she was alive. It took those that she just had to bury her when she passed. How can we go to bed, sleep soundly, wake up and go about our businesses like nothing is wrong with all these? How can these be normal to a whole lineage? Everything can begin with one person. One person. One person can just arise and say enough is enough with this nonsense. If today that your parents are alive, if this is the way you are bonding, if this is your family ties, what happens when they are known? What happens? What will connect you to your lineage if your parents are no more? The same way one person can arise and deliver a whole family, it also begins with one person to sink a whole lineage to. Which of these angles would you come from? Which of these angles would you come from? Sometimes it takes God and the universe to raise one person out of a whole lineage to see the light. So you would become the shining star for the family, holding other people's hands and making sure they are on their feet too. When your light shone, who else do you support? One I don't buy also kind. It is out of my support. We take pride in supporting strangers and disregarding our own people. Because you didn't understand your grace, sometimes people lose this grace. And you see, no matter what, the other people would equally rise. But you would have been their shining star. You lost that privilege and you lost that grace too. And be eligible. So who else are you going to give that support that at a point in their lives, you were the breath line to their survival? Some children who are financially solvent today, they respect their parents so much because I know what did them into listening, mommy, papa, in you. You disrespect your parents, speak to them anyhow with harsh words. They didn't even know how to do right by you, but now you know. And you forget that your children are words. They can't even take their own decisions as adults because you are the one responsible for their care. You treat them as children. Everything they want to do with their own life, they need permission from you and they need your content. You, the child, has now become the parents, treating your parents as children. The universe doesn't forget these things. It doesn't. You are married to a spouse who takes good care of their parents, and yet, under the watch of this same spouse, you dishonor your parents. Everything you want to do for your parents, you need the consent of your spouse who treats his or her family very well under your watch. Very, very well. You know, you see. And yet everything you would do for your people, you need their permission. And you can see this function. It is normal to you. Don't wait for the cookie to crumble before you come to your senses. The universe will consistently give you opportunity to do better. But tomorrow might be too late, because a time will come, nobody will desire and cherish those moments anymore. What will you do with them today that you have the power to do better? This is a deep conversation for deep minds like yourself. In the comment section, put in what you resonated with you and what you think we can do better. Until I come your way again in my next video, watch another video from my channel. My so much love and blessings.